On Monday, Canadians will vote in 5 by-elections. And 18 months into Justin Trudeau's Liberal government, it should be a good indicator as to the attitude of Canadians towards him and his Liberal government. By-elections are always tough on governments, as the opposition parties and their voters always seem a little bit more motivated in these contests compared to the governing party. This time around, the 5 contests consist of 2 very safe Conservative seats in Alberta, Jason Kenney and Prime Minister Harper's old seats, and 3 Liberal seats in Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto, after the appointments of John McCallum, Stéphane Dion to ambassadorships, and the passing of Maurel Bélanger. Even if none of these seats change hands, there could still be a lot learned from by-elections at this time. Especially in the 3 Liberal ridings, it will be interesting to see the performance of the NDP, who have been invisible and basically irrelevant since the election. But with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals breaking key promises like electoral reform and approving pipelines, it's possible that there is a protest vote for the NDP over those issues. But I also think those Canadian Liberals and lefties suffering from Trump derangement syndrome and are unhappy with the fact Justin Trudeau won't stand up to Trump and call out his xenophobia will also be partial to the NDP. And finally, it's also worth watching the NDP's performance in Alberta in the 2 by-elections as an indicator of just how unpopular the governing Alberta NDP and Rachel Notley are, especially in Calgary. I really wonder if they will even crack 10% of the vote in those ridings. Look, the Liberals are reeling right now. The budget was a disaster. I just outlined 2 of the many failed election promises. And frankly, the issue of affordability in our cities is getting worse by the day. Canadians are responding to it too. Last week, a new poll was put out by Forum that had the Conservative Party ahead 38-36 for the first time since before the October 2015 election. And they've secured 25-point plus leads in both Alberta and the rest of the prairies. Forum even declared that based on those numbers, a Conservative majority government would result. Justin Trudeau is panicking, so much so he's flying around campaigning in both Alberta and Ontario, all while missing votes in the House of Commons and skipping question period. This has not set well with the Conservatives either, as it's raised more questions about by-election expenses. Much like in the previous by-election in Medicine Hat, having the Prime Minister fly out for events in the ridings should be considered part of the campaign expenses. The contest in Ottawa-Vanier is a lock to stay Liberal, as that riding is made up of mostly civil servants, has been held by the Liberals since way back in 1935, if you can believe it. But the seat that is most likely to be the closest contest is John McCallum's old seat in Markham-Thornhill. And whilst he won that seat by over 10,000 votes in 2015 in a red wave of Trudeau-mania 2.0 in Southern Ontario, if we take the redistributed results from 2011, the Liberals were only up by less than 300 votes. Again, here the key could be the NDP vote drawing enough people away who voted Liberal last time, and if people stay home and the Conservatives keep their base, the riding and the by-election could be an upset. An upset that would be a big win for the Conservatives, who desperately need to take back many seats in the 905 region like Markham-Thornhill if they want to win the next election. Dion's riding of Saint-Laurent has been held by the Liberals since its creation in 1988 and by Dion since 1996. Dion was very popular locally, and him being forced out of cabinet by Trudeau unceremoniously could mean some voters decide to protest that by voting NDP, Green, Bloc Québécois, or heck, maybe even Conservative, though I doubt it, it is Montreal after all. The Liberal candidate also, who won the nomination there, was not actually the choice of Justin Trudeau. So we may be in for one of those weird by-election results in Saint-Laurent come Monday. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thanks a lot for watching. We talk Canadian politics every single day on this channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and don't miss an update. If you really like it, $8 a month will get you premium content you won't find on that YouTube channel.